So kind of talk about what today was about and what you guys did today.
Well, today was really our announcement of our partnership with Penske Racing and our sponsorship of Helio Castroneves. This was a big day for us because I think it's our real entree into kind of the public sector with the new name, with some of our new products out of our RV group. And as I mentioned to some of the people this morning, we have just about everything that is involved with racing. We have fire and emergency vehicles, we have all sizes of buses, and obviously the RVs, which are extremely popular with all the race fans. So it's a great partnership today that we announced, and we're looking forward to bigger and better things coming.
You mentioned that you were a big race fan, so you're kind of familiar with how all this works, but how did this idea come to be to partner with Penske and do all these big things?
Well, we sat around and talked about this about a year ago and said, how do we really start to position ourselves better in the marketplace? Because we're kind of a unique company with all the various products that we do have. And we sat down and we said, most everything we have is involved in airports. But that's not, too much sizzle, right? But then we said, what else are we involved in? And we said racing. And so we said, look, that's exactly where we need to be to kind of promote our brands. We're across everything that's involved with racing, so it made a lot of sense to us. So we started the discussions kind of back then, and then we got serious about it towards the end of last year, and had a great meeting with Penske Racing. And I think the reason it also makes sense with Penske, because people have asked me that question, why Penske? Roger and his enterprise is a very large business in and of itself. Racing is just one small part of what Penske does. They're into automobile dealerships around the country. They do a lot of commercial trucking. A lot of the same chassis that we use, Penske uses for the truck business and for some of their other businesses. So there was a natural business synergy that we've attached ourselves to, and we've got that partnership, and it just seemed natural then to carry it into the racing side. So it's kind of funny how it worked. It's almost like we saw that we could have a business relationship with Roger Penske, and we said, well, wait a minute, this can really have a great marketing position for the brands that we do have.
Elliot talked a little bit about Penske being that team feel. You really feel that, and then that kind of comes across here at Rev. You see all those guys gathered together and see this final product. What does that feel like for you to be able to see that combination, that end point?
Yeah, I mean, it's teamwork, and Roger's huge on that. And actually, a lot of the people that are involved with him on the business side of his businesses have also gravitated to the kinship that you have in racing. So it's really a big package. And when I see all that come together, and I see the fact that some of the sponsors that also are involved with Penske are on this vehicle that we're sitting on. The chassis is a Freightliner chassis. The engine's Cummins. Those are just a couple of other sponsors that are with Penske Racing. So it is a family and it is a team, and that's what's pretty exciting about the whole situation.
Specifically, you mentioned the different parts of this. Yeah. What does it take to create this, especially to someone who has ideas in mind of what you want it to be? What's this process like, putting one together?
Well, it's a building block. I mean, we like to say it's not really a vehicle as much as it's a house that just happens to be on wheels. So we like to customize to the extent we can, and give the customer really what they want. And we want to make sure we differentiate in the marketplace. Not a lot of people do that, and I think we're doing that better than anybody. So this is another way to show, that we can customize and we can put something into the marketplace that every person, there's something for everybody, and every person can have an input on what they want.
Talked a lot about the transition and things looking up for the company. Obviously, we've covered a lot of the ups and downs of the RV industry, especially in this area. Let's talk about what this symbolizes and where the company is going from here.
Well, it's interesting. The whole industry collapsed in 2008 with the economy. And we're still not back to pre-recessionary levels of sales. So there's still some growth to come in the RV business. And when I'm saying that, it's just a great industry right now. I mean, there's a lot of activity in it. Oil prices are down. The demographics are changing. There's a lot more people that are reaching retirement age that are interested in this. The whole sports aspect of this, like I said, you look at a NASCAR race or an IRL race, it's a sea of RVs. It's perfect. I mean, it's a great product for the industry that we're in. These companies, these were four iconic brands that really ran into some real difficult financial situations back in 2008. You had American Coach, Fleetwood, Holiday Rambler, and Monaco, all four iconic brands. If you look at what's on the road today, and even after the collapse of the industry and really kind of our long road back, we still have more RVs on the road today than any other supplier. And we're just getting restarted. We're only, I say only, we think we can double the capacity here in Decatur, Indiana over the next 12 months. We actually took those four brands and put them in one plant. And I don't think that when that was done, there was an anticipation of really what the industry was going to be like and the growth of the industry. We're opening up 2 new plants here in Decatur. So you look at the fact that we will have 3 plants. We will be able to double our capacity. And I hope that's not enough. I hope you're sitting back here a year from now and I'm saying we need a 4th plant in Decatur because we can't keep up with demand.
That's awesome. Good news.
Yeah.
Talk about, back to kind of Helio's situation and this motor coach. Talked about it earlier, but what does this mean to have this piece of Indiana going across the country, all these places?
Well, it's going to be great. Obviously, you're going to see this every weekend, that we have a race going on somewhere. It does have our brand on it, along with Helio's brand, so it's a joint effort here. But people will see this, and we hope they'll say, wow, what's that? And boy, can we take a look at it? I think that's going to be the case. We've already seen that with some of the drivers that are aware of what we're doing with Helio. These guys are all wanting to see what's going on, and we like to think that we could get a lot more drivers and coaches as well.